Alright, before we get on to the next time, we did have some comments, and there were some that I wanted to pick out, given the last discussion we just had, and also just for lols. So, this comment from Yang the Insane, this is actually during our 4 versus Vegeta episode, so we're a bit late to these comments. At this point, the host should be nicknamed your only mate, the Sassy Sue, Bill the Weirdo, to put it lightly, Sean the only normal co-host. Accurate.
Yeah. Does this mean we get name tags?
That's not in the budget,
Sure.
man.
I also agree. Accurate. I like how I'm the sassy one.
It just means you're very good at comebacks.
Listen, he's more than sassy, people. Like, if I could, I'll put it on screen with what I should really label your only mate on this podcast. At this point, he's more savage than Jaru was when he was a co-host.
I've also been called smartass.
Same thing. All right then.
But hey, it's funny.
Just
Next.
minus the smart part.
Next comment by Starshot. This is for Omni-Man versus Homelander. As for the fight, the animation was really solid and pretty different from other hand-drawn episodes. Sure, it was a bit short, but this was gonna have a Saitan versus Popeye level budget. Honestly, yeah, that's true. I feel like many people do tend to give other hand-drawn episodes crap just because they're not too long. It's like, people, you are aware money is a thing that exists in this world.
Yeah. Also, I think Ben brought this up on Death Battle Cast, like, because a lot of people don't count like the start of the animation as part of the fight. They count when the first punch is thrown.
Anyway, that would be the spinach can anyway.
Do you remember when people used to say when the first combatant was to land the first hit, they're destined to lose the fight? You remember when that was some weird conspiracy?
Oh, I remember so many conspiracies. Like, first one to transform loses. They hate Street Fighter. They hate Dragon Ball. They hate anime. Rooster Teeth bias. Shut up.
I'll be honest, given the last
So
few
many
winners
others.
of this season, I think that anime conspiracy might be coming back. So next comment by Brobuscus, main host for Brobuscast. He hasn't really commented much under our videos, so this is a nice. So Magneto being an Omega level mutant is actually really important. Manifold, who's an Alpha level mutant, aka weaker, was able to fold the Marvel Universe. Okay, so this is why I wanted to bring this up when Sean brought up Omega level mutant as a title. Because yeah, how can you be weaker than Magneto, yet you can bend the universe? But then...
I say it's like a title because they don't really address it in the death battles with these people. Where like, did you see them refer to Storm besides in their background as an Omega level mutant? No.
Yeah, and I don't
They
think...
didn't do that for any of them.
I don't think Storm is
Well,
really
here's
as
the thing.
powerful as Manifold.
Well, also, here's another thing. When writing death battles, they try not to, let's say, give the result away, like, immediately.
No, I mean, no,
Because if they immediately started scaling Omega level mutants to like the weaker ones who could like fold the universe like paper, at that point it's just dead.
yeah, I'll be honest though, they kind of addressed that, Magneto, just because he doesn't scale to a lot of these characters, which was nice to address, because people need to understand how, you can't just say this character must scale to this because they beat him. They need to look into the context to why a certain character wins. I mean, that's what I think. And I do think the whole Omega level mutant thing, yeah, it's just a title. At this point, I don't really think you can be considered an alpha level when you can do that to the universe. Next comment by Amigo Morton. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. This is to do when we were talking about more franchise in Death Battle, and I brought up Metroid Dread wasn't doing too well in sales, but this person says it's actually doing really well in sales-wise, but they kind of left comment for, at least for Metroid standards. It's like,
Well, it did sell pretty well from what I got told. Like, people really liked the game, and Nintendo added more stuff to the game because of how well it did.
Okay, fair enough, but I feel like when you say it's done as good as like previous, just as much as like the previous games do, it's like, okay, that's not too bad, but one of the main reasons Metroid kind of died was because it wasn't earning enough money. So, Yeah, but you know what? I hope this, for this person's sake, including mine, I hope we see more Metroid because it's a fantastic franchise. And last comment by THG. I hope Devil May Cry gets another episode with Nero versus Hellboy or Dante versus Kratos. You know what?
I'd be down for both of those.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry definitely deserves a comeback because the last thing they were in was season 4.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down for Kratos returning because he hasn't had a proper analysis since season 1. Dante, not so much, but if that's your most wanted mate, more power to you. But let me tell you something about power. Sometimes you need raw strength to show off your power, and these two in the next time, they pack some, let's just say the least. And
yeah!
Okay, yeah, let's just immediately say what this is. So, is this a comic book matchup?
Superman! Oh, wait.
I mean,
kind of?
Yeah, people, it's Goku versus Superman 3!
No, Bill, it's Goku versus Superman the prequel. Get it right.
Okay, so yeah, people, are we getting a comic book character next? Nope. Are we getting anime, cartoon? Nope. We are getting mythology. Our history, our exaggerated beliefs in human history. We are getting Hercules, the Greek god of strength, versus Sun Wukong, the Monkey King of China. Just...
Yay!
Well, just right off the bat, these two now take the titles as oldest characters in Death Battle.
Yeah, listen, Popeye, Superman, nah, you guys need to sit on the bench, man. These guys are joining.
So, to give you an idea of how much I have prepared for both of this, I was a bunch of books!
Oh, Jesus. Wait,
Jesus.
Who's this on?
I asked Paige for books about the gods and stuff, and she had them. I have stuff on both Sun Wukong and Hercules, but mostly Hercules because he's more well exposed.
Yeah, let's be real here, if we're talking about popularity contest, Hercules is definitely more popular. I bet people don't even know there's a Sun Wukong game on the way.
To be fair to Sun Wukong, he has been in other medias too.
Yeah, but is he really as talked about as, say, Hercules?
No, because that's mostly Chinese mythology. Yeah. A lot of people don't really bring up Chinese mythology unless it's Buddha.
Funny enough you mentioned Buddha, but, I'll get to that momentarily. Okay, so... I won't lie, when this episode was announced, I had a mental image in my head where... you know how Smash Bros. Did that whole parody trailer where they give envelopes inviting characters to Smash? I'm just picturing they have a line of all sorts of medium characters, and... they have the most unlikely category in it. I don't know, I'm just picturing Hercules and Sun Wukong just sat down, just chilling, drinking tea. And they're like, oh, you guys are next. They're like, no, there's no time to play jokes, mate. Who's really in? Nope, you two are in next. Get in line. Like, what? Because here's the thing, I don't think nerd culture talks about these guys as much as, let's say, Goku, Superman, or Batman, or just anything. No one expected this episode. I guarantee you, no one expected this.
Oh, absolutely. No one saw this coming.
Every reaction I've seen has been the same.
Yeah, everyone's been like, what?
Oh my god.
Look, your only mates on Proboscis was the best.
I was gonna say, if anything, people were expecting Hercules and Maui.
Yeah,
that's what I thought at first when I first saw the vase. I was like, okay, that's from Hercules. Is it Hercules versus Maui? And then I saw that other image of Hercules and Sun Wukong, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, and we made a joke about this before we even recorded, people. This is essentially Goku versus Superman. Well, I said 3, but Sean's saying it's the prequel, because, yeah, Goku was inspired by Sun Wukong, and Superman was inspired by Hercules. So, maybe this time Goku will win.
I mean,
I've heard that's the general consensus.
I don't know how we go about this.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, nor do I, honestly.
Okay, should we actually get into the story of these characters and how we know them? I think I'm going to try and be more for...
Just don't take half the video.
I'm going to try my best to mostly focus on Sun Wukong, because I'm more familiar with him, because I grew up with Dragon Ball.
Just don't take half the video.
Shut the fuck up, mate. You're taking up half the video, just telling me not to take up half the video.
Hey, come on. So Sun
Oh.
Wukong is something that Bill was going to focus on, and
All right.
I assume that you want me to talk more on Hercules.
Yeah, but you know, if you have anything to input for Sun Wukong, 'cause here's the thing: I'm not 100% knowledgeable on it. I just know the basic things about the character.
Honestly, all I can really talk about is just characters that were based off of Sun Wukong.
All right, then. So
Even then, I can only really talk about two.
Sun Wukong. Okay, so yes, in Chinese mythology, he is the Monkey King, as he's known as. Another title is he is the Trickster God, similar to Loki. Now, the thing about this is the thing that was really weird. I didn't know about it until I googled it when the episode was announced. He was born from a stone. Just okay. And apparently what this guy is, he's a supernatural being like goes on a big journey, and I would say he's kind of an anti-hero in the stories of Sun Wukong.
Let me put it before we go further. I just want to say this to people: if y'all thought comic books was nuts, welcome to mythology, where nothing makes sense.
Yeah, people complain about Marvel and DC being stupidly powerful. Nah, mythology gods just eat them for breakfast. Alright, so during like his lifespan, because you know, even though gods are called immortal, they can apparently die. He was essentially imprisoned under a mountain by Buddha. And I think he was trapped under there for 1,000 years, maybe less than that. But one day he broke out and he went on a big journey to the west, you know, hence the title and his Wikipedia page. And I think he set out to defeat Buddha. I believe that was his story. And he trained in multiple variations of martial arts, and you may know, of course, the image of, especially the early days of Goku's Dragon Ball series. He's mostly known for wielding a staff. But, in all honesty, yeah, the staff is kind of minimal compared to what he can do, because physically, he's strong enough to lift mountains with his bare hands, and his bare monkey hands. You know, his feet.
Yeah.
And sorry.
Can lift some mountains, but in his original story, he was imprisoned in a mountain by Buddha.
Buddha's a G.
Literally.
He's also similar to Loki. You know, he can cast illusions, and I believe he has the ability to morph not just himself, but other objects into things, including other gods, from what I can recall. He has superhuman durability, so he can survive like multitude of like land-destroying power, and he can overpower most Chinese mythology gods. Which, in some mythology, I can't remember their name, but this one dragon god can essentially rewrite reality.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, so honestly, to call him superhuman, I'm not even sure if you can really use the term superhuman. I guess more super monkey.
Super monkey!
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's super monkey!
As Made Point also said, to quote Uwe, monkey.
Oh my, dude, we're gonna see so many monkey memes. Alright, so... Okay, so I don't know the full story of Wukong. He's one of those mythologies where, depending on your beliefs, he's had a multitude of stories written about him. There are some stories that say he's a warrior that travels, who defeats monstrous foes. There are some that say he's just a giant dick, essentially, like Loki. Yeah, but one thing that's always pretty much been kept consistent, that he is a powerful entity. He's considered to be one of the most powerful gods in mythology. And yes, probably even more powerful than Jesus. That's according to some wikis I've read, alright people? Like, don't quote me on this. Christians, don't be offended.
According to like a bunch of different sources, like some of Sun's biggest feats includes, you know, lifting a mountain. And he is so clever when it comes to tricking people. He was able to trick the Jade Emperor.
Yeah.
As well as defeated not just one, but multiple battalions of his soldiers.
Yeah, right. The Jade Emperor is said to be a pretty powerful foe as well. I'm not sure if I read this right, but isn't the Jade Emperor supposed to be more powerful than Sun Wukong? Clearly not.
Originally, yeah. But, like, the reason why Buddha imprisoned him was because the Jade Emperor had to ask Buddha for help. That's how scary powerful Sun Wukong is.
Yeah, it is really crazy, like, that we're getting a mythology character. And the fact the first one is Sun Wukong, which, honestly, he's definitely had influence on nerd culture, more so, you know, the animes and stuff like that. Mostly Dragon Ball, to be specific.
Yeah, throw a stone at a shelf of anime, you're gonna hit something inspired by Journey to the West in some regard.
Yeah.
To quote a few examples that Paige pulled up for me, some animes include the following: Dragon Ball, because of Son Goku, and Sun Wukong from Ruby.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I always forget he's a thing. Don't give me the awkward silence. I'm not a huge Ruby fan.
I was about to read the video game portion. I had to pull it up real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna let Sean continue reading.
But he didn't sound fine.
I had to find the video game section.
Sorry, it's just it sounded like you guys were giving me the silent treatment. It was just like, what did I say? I'm sorry.
Wukong has been also featured in video games such as Johnson, Marvel's Capcom 2, New Ages of Heroes, League of Legends, and Warriors Odyssey, and even Smite.
I was about to say that. Also, talking about the Smite thing, there's actually a little Easter egg they have in the Ruby voice lines.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So if someone's using the Yang skin and Sun Wukong is in the game, there's a chance you might hear Yang say, and I quote, not you again. Where's your team?
Oof. Rip.
As funny as that is, I am confused because as far as I'm aware, they don't dislike each other, so, like, what's that about?
Yeah, they've never really interacted as much, so...
Probably just a playful jab, if anything.
Yeah, it's probably just a reference to that ship war.
Also, I have something from Robuscus, real quick about this. Actually, it's from Richard, who got this source from Lousy, one of the researchers of Death Battle. Lousy has confirmed that for this debate, this will be pre-godhood Hercules and pre-Buddhahood Sun.
Wait, so they're not even gonna take in their powers?
What that means is, as part of the story, Sun Wukong, the Journey to the West story, specifically, they're not really gonna count that.
Oh, well, here was me getting up all these godly abilities and stuff like that, but if they're going pre that...
He has other abilities before Journey to the West.
I mean, true.
The Journey to the West...
Also...
Buddhahood stuff took place after Sun Wukong got free from imprisonment from the whole Buddha Mountain thing. That's the point where they're stopping for this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, after they once they're gods, aren't they immortal?
I mean, I suppose so.
Funny. Okay, so to quote this specifically, when Hercules died, Athena carried him to Olympus, and he spent the rest of eternity with the gods. So that gave him immortality.
Yeah, but here's the thing is though that a god.
My Sun Wukong book.
Is that gods have the ability to kill another god, kind of making the whole immortality title redundant.
Yeah, but also doing the pre-godhood thing, I think, makes it a bit more interesting.
Hold on. There's a specific point about Sun Wukong I'm going to bring up real quick. Oh, yeah, he was once tasked with guarding a special fruit called the Immortal Peaches, but he ate all of them. Those peaches are from the Chinese goddess of life. So technically, he's immortal by that terms.
Okay, then. So even before all that...
Right. This was before imprisonment as well.
Right, okay. Interesting. But, yeah, so... Sun Wukong's pretty powerful. I guess if we are going through, pre-godhood... Sun Wukong, though, physically was still able to lift mountains before becoming a god and defeat the Jade Emperor, so there's clearly a superiority in terms of, like, you know, before he was even considered a god, he was pretty powerful, and the fact it took Buddha to even to stop him really sells, just like, you know what, even though he's a trickster and, you know, he does all these sort of things, apparently during his battle with Buddha, he was able to trick him with his manipulation, and I think even to the point Heaven was worried about their reputation and stopping him. I might be misinterpreting that, but imagine being so embarrassed not being able to stop Sun Wukong. Essentially stopping a monkey.
Well, the thing with Sun is that he definitely is very, very crafty with his illusions and trickster abilities.
Yeah, he's not stupid.
It did take time. Yeah, it did take time, but Buddha did end up defeating him. To quote it right here, out of options, the Jade Emperor told Buddha what had happened and begged for intervention. Buddha immediately banished Wukong from heaven and pinned him underneath a mountain so that he could reflect on his actions. And that's where pre-Buddhahood story would end for Wukong.
Okay then. I think we've talked a bit about Sun Wukong. Pretty powerful character even before he became a god. Because the thing about Hercules, he was technically already a god or a demigod, but wasn't it Hades who stole his powers and then kicked him to Earth? Or no, what did they call Earth in the Greek days? There was like Olympus, and then there's not Earthrealm. That's the Mortal Kombat one. Well, you know what I'm trying to get at.
No, I get your point. So you want to move on to Hercules, I assume?
Yeah, because aside the movies
let's
and
talk
God
about
of
how
War,
he went from zero to hero.
Let's talk about Hercules, shall we?
Yeah,
Let's start in the very beginning.
Yeah, because I only know of him from
born,
Disney.
Because when he was born, Hera was actually jealous and tried to send snakes to kill the poor baby. And the baby strangled the snakes.
Oh yeah, I know that one. That's a classic story. The art pictures they've drawn for it is so disturbing.
Disturbing, yes, but like the fact is that this is Zeus's son with another mistress, whose name I forget at the top of my head. But Hera was so jealous of this that she tried to stop him, and she later in life tricked Hercules into killing innocent people. So Hercules went to get redemption from another god, which I believe was Apollo. Yes, it was Apollo. Despite the fact that Apollo insisted that it wasn't Hercules' own doing, Hercules was like, please let me have a chance to prove myself. So Apollo gave him the 12 labors, which I assume you guys are familiar with.
Yeah, man, Disney kind of glossed over that.
Well, yeah, they kind of had to make a family-friendly movie.
I mean, I don't know, I would have been all for an original Pinocchio story.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind, same company that when they adapted Snow White, they changed, well, not only Snow White, but Cinderella as well, but they changed a lot of stuff. Like how in the original Cinderella, the stepsisters actually cut their toes off to try and get their feet into the glass slipper.
Yeah.
Or Pinocchio when he squashed Jiminy Cricket with a mallet. Yeah, honestly, Disney, you've really hidden us from the truth all these years. We never gave you enough credit. But wasn't all the steps or labors, wasn't it just kill? Like, wasn't it like a hit list?
Yeah, I think, from what I remember, wasn't the last one to kill Cerberus?
No. So, the 12 labors are including the following. Slay the Nemean lion, slay the 9-headed Hydra, capture the golden hind of Artemis, capture the Ermantian boar, clean the Ogden stables in a single day, slay the Stymphian birds, capture the Cretan bull, steal the mares of Demidus, obtain the widow of Hephalia, the queen of the Amazons, obtain a cattle of the monster Garen, steal the apples of Hesperides, and capture and bring back Cerberus. Not kill, capture and bring.
Right. And then there was the 13th one where Zeus was just like, also, can you pick me up a Big Mac, large milkshake, and chicken nuggets? And I don't care it's a Big Mac meal, I want a toy.
And he's just like, I ordered it 2 hours ago and it hasn't arrived yet.
You had to reference that. I'm setting up these guys for jokes and it's annoying me.
So, I want to bring this one up also real quick, because this was actually a reference in Marvel Comics, oddly enough.
That Hercules is very different.
No, listen to this.
By the way,
remember...
can I just bring up how I'm pretty sure Hercules got referenced in not only the previous episode, but also for vs. Vegeta.
Foreshadowing. Yes. Well, I guess in that episode, foreshadowing.
Boo!
Hey, at least I had the balls to do it.
I'm gonna bring this up. Remember how in the Magneto analysis they brought up Hercules holding up the sky of Olympus?
Yeah.
That's something that actually happened in his mythology.
Okay, this is actually something I wanted to ask you, Sean. So you've actually read the mythology about this. But in a lot of stories I've read about Hercules, keep in mind, I'm only going by God of War's story and Disney. Isn't Olympus just basically a ginormous kingdom on top of a mountain?
That is what Olympus is normally treated as. It's the kingdom above the sky, essentially.
Yeah, which... I mean, I'm not trying to downplay Hercules, I should be clear about this, but that whole feat in the last episode, Magneto vs. Tetsuo, is that? Do you think that's more accurate to mythology Hercules, that he's capable of just holding up, essentially, not just the sky, the universe? Because that's what he's doing.
Here's what I'm going to say, Bill. It'll be up to you if you want me to post this image, because there's actually been multiple paintings and carvings of this specific feat.
Yeah, if you could post it in the Discord channel, I'll put it on in the edited edition, because I actually want to see this.
Bill, like I'm only going to warn you this once. Are you sure you want me to post this painting?
Is there a dick?
Yes, in the painting, but I do have a statue picture for you instead.
Okay, do you know what? I've already got a face I'm going to put there, so don't worry, I'll censor it. I'm sure a good old Piers Morgan will appreciate it.
Okay, so
well, you know what? I'm not even going to bring this up because it's unrelated. I'll bring it up later.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I suppose if you're just going to bring up another subject that has nothing to do with this, then, yeah, kind of pointless.
Alright, so So, think of that comic panel real quick, guys. Just think of that real quick.
Yeah.
And then compare it to this image right here of a painting depicting holding up the sky.
Dick. Wait, that's him holding up the sky?
Yes. That is him holding up the sky for Atlas.
Actually, that's not actually Hercules holding up Atlas. That's Spider-Man carrying the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Oh my god, there's so many memes we could make with this image.
My god.
The potential. People take this image and go crazy with the memes.
You know that cloak, by the way, that you've seen in possible renders for Hercules?
Which clip?
I said cloak.
Oh, cloak. That's the.
Yeah.
Is that the lion one?
Yes, that is from his first labor of the lion.
Yeah, when he journeyed to Pride Rock and took care of Scar. That's actually a fun Easter egg in Disney's Hercules movie. I mean, it's morbid, but it's still funny.
A lot of Hercules.
I mean, Scar dies at the end of Lion King anyway, so.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets eaten alive.
Nah, Disney never have horrid deaths like that in their media. They're rather child-friendly. Just a montage of all the villain deaths.
Yep. Also, specifically, Rob Minkoff has his villains get eaten alive in kids' movies. Like, Jesus.
Here's the thing with Hercules is that
I'm just gonna scroll up so I'm not looking at this deck.
His feats are more so related to strength.
we've gone over Sun Wukong's feats, you know, being able to defeat other gods without being a god, having the strength to move, go all freaking Machamp and move mountains. We talked about his ability to manipulate things, morph into things, and, you know, I don't think we brought up... Did I bring up illusion? I'm pretty sure I did.
Yes.
Alright, so Hercules, what is in his arsenal? Aside being the god of strength, which, honestly, if you've heard of Hercules, you must know about this. What else does he have in his arsenal? Also, what is, like, aside his image, so I'm not really sure that can really be that seen as that impressive compared to some other feats. Like, what is his best feats, from what you've read?
His best feats, well, he's definitely got stamina on his side, thanks to him being able to clean those stables in a single day. Which may not sound impressive, but keep this in mind. It was for King August, and those have been said to be in normal stables. Like, they had their own section in his palace, essentially.
Okay.
And how Hercules did this, and I quote, flooding the bar by diverting 2 nearby rivers.
I suppose that's one way to do it.
So Hercules does have some more intelligence than people give him credit for. He is crafty.
So yeah, Hercules isn't just, oh, me strong, me super strong. You know, he's a clever combatant. Like, he doesn't just use his strength. He also tries to use, like, clever ways to overpower stronger foes, isn't it?
Yeah, he tries his best, and like his first feat, for example, the lion, he did that was able to lure the lion and trap it in a cave before strangling it to death.
I mean, couldn't he have just stabbed it? It was trapped in a cage.
He had no weapons.
Oh, okay,
No,
yeah,
it's
this
a
is
cave, not cage.
Yeah,
oh,
so he had to...
right. I thought you said cage. Okay, sorry, my bad.
So he had to go Homer Simpson on it.
Yes.
Like, you little...
That image is stuck in my head now. And yes, I am going to edit that for the podcast. Oh my god. Okay. I mean, this isn't an ordinary lion as well, like, is it? Or is it like a really powerful one?
The lion, it is stated in multiple different versions of storytelling that Zeus had fathered this lion, meaning that it is potentially from the spawn of Zeus.
Wow.
Ew.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Loki's son is a giant snake. Yeah, but you guys didn't know that.
Also, ew.
And also, he fucked a horse.
Again, ew.
Yeah, that's a thing, and I'm not looking forward to if God of War Ragnarok tackles that.
It'd be interesting though to see if you.
As long as the MCU doesn't tackle it.
Oh god, can you imagine? Brother, what are you doing to Mrs. Jennifer?
I mean, he's been able to like get past a lot of dirty tricks from the goddess Hera too, especially because Hera has always been trying to like make sure Hercules fails, but yet he always succeeds.
I thought it was always Hades that constantly tried to interfere with Hercules.
That's just Disney.
Really?
Yeah, I was
Just
about to
Disney?
say.
I really
Also,
thought...
that's just James Woods.
Yeah, you're kind of related. Hades isn't actually as bad as Zeus, apparently.
No.
Apparently he's a real chill dude. He's just, you know, he just got the unlucky position to watch over the dead. Which is kind of interesting that, you know, someone who's always depicted as the villain is actually just a chill dude, and the guy that people worshipped is the giant dick. Except in God of War, no, people made it clear that Zeus was a horrible person.
I mean, yeah. I'd like to point out that some feats he did need help for him, but not all of his labors did he need help for him.
No, because these were the things he had to accomplish.
And for example, in the Apples of Hesperus story, he needed the help of both Prometheus and the god Atlas to help with that.
Right, okay.
So he eventually managed to run away with the apples.
One thing I've always kind of wondered about Hercules, because this always gets misinterpreted, so does Hercules have the physical strength of a god, or does he just have his own strength? Like, because people say he has the exact same strength as Zeus, and Zeus is a pretty physically powerful character who can, just like many other gods throughout mythology, can shape the universe with his bare hands somehow.
It depends on how you want to take the whole holding the sky aspect.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be a headache for Deathbow and us.
Yeah.
Oh, as opposed to all the other stupid crap Deathbow have had to calculate.
Okay, but here's the thing
what
about...
I'm going to say right away. Like, just the sky feat alone compared to things from Sun Wukong, Hercules is definitely stronger.
But here's the thing that's always given me a headache about mythology gods, because at least to an extent, when you look at comic books and anime, there's something that explains how they were able to manipulate reality and stuff like that. But how do you hold up the physical sky? Like, the sky has no mass. It has no way.
Fuck you, logic.
But how do you calculate that as a feat? That's what I'm wondering. Like, do you have to go?
Because fuck you, logic.
Mate, enough with the fuck you logic. Fuck you with your fuck you logic. Do you take in the aspect like this is the planet? Because that's what I'm wondering.
Here's what I would interpret at least, at the bare minimum. Assuming this is before he was carted to Olympus, you can take the wide range of the sky above just the country of Greek itself to get an idea.
Okay.
And I know it's clouds and everything and they're lighter than air, but that is definitely stronger than a mountain.
I guess, yeah, to move a...
And not to mention, that mountain Sun Wukong was imprisoned in, he could not move it. Like, he physically could not move it.
I think from what I've read about it is that he was restricted by, like, some sort of spell and, like, chains. You know that scene from Kung Fu Panda with not Tigress, Tai Lung? Yes, it was something like that. But he didn't have the opportunity to use a feather to get him out. Convenient storytelling at its finest, folks.
Yeah. Hello, Major Plot Convenience. How you doing? Alright.
Exactly right. That's the case with like Hercules and Sun Wukong. Just things just tend to happen, and you know they were just able to just get away with it essentially. Like, oh, you need to prove your worth by holding the sky. Oh, you actually was able to hold the sky. Didn't think that far ahead, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Well, with Hercules, he also has a pretty interesting arsenal of weapons at his disposal, too.
I thought it was just a sword and just his pure strength.
He has a club and the Neiman Lionskin pelt. He's used a sickle or a sword to cut off the heads of the Hydra. For some reason, people thought he cut off heads with his club. Yes, that makes sense. Let me use stick that goes flat to cut heads off.
I can't. I know this isn't the same character, but whenever you're bringing up cutting the heads off the Hydra, you bring up cutting off the head of the Hydra. All I'm thinking about is Danny DeVito's character. Will you get out with the slicing of the head thing? Like, I don't know why.
Funny enough, I was referencing the same character.
Oh my god!
It's a Kingdom Hearts 2 thing.
He also has poison arrows from the blood of the Hydra as well.
As you do.
And he also was given a golden sword by Athena.
Yeah, it's nothing to a diamond sword, though. Do you like my sword?
Considering it...
Yeah, I mean, really, gold swords should be pretty shit.
Well, in mythology times, this golden sword was enough to slay a Hydra, which is considered to be, and I quote, the immortal head.
That's what I called my ex. I don't even know how.
Wowie.
I don't even know what that even means. That's a dumb joke.
You should have said that's what you call your dick.
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna call this portion the dick conversation. Not really. Actually, you mentioned that sword. Okay, so this wasn't exactly Hercules killing the Hydra, though. This was the sword. Can you count that as a feat, though? Because that'd be like saying, oh, he killed Superman with a kryptonite sword.
If he has this sword in his arsenal.
Oh yeah.
Count it.
Yeah, and you know what? If it can kill immortals, then yeah, Wukong, even before he was a god, it was considered immortal. So yeah, that could actually be... That could be bad. Okay, interesting. So... Should we do the 60-second debate now? Because we've talked about this for a while.
You guys can if you want to.
Yeah, mate, do you want to time us? Because I'm going to try to defend
Sure.
Sun Wukong, and Sean, I guess you're going for Hercules?
I shall represent Hercules, but this whole who I think's gonna win's very hard to decide.
Yeah, and I'm gonna seem like a pussy when I say who I'm going for, but I'll wait until after we do the 60-second thing. So, mate, just tell me when to go.
Okay, and go.
Alright then, so Sun Wukong is one of the biggest gods throughout history in our mythology. Most gods that could bend reality, change the world, change the weather, and just do anything they want, Sun Wukong has defeated them. Aside Jesus, of course. So I'm pretty sure this is before Christ. Now, the whole idea of Sun Wukong is that he's a skilled warrior. He is strong, maybe not as strong as Hercules, but I feel like speed and his cunning is definitely more than enough for Hercules to handle. And with the ability to just shapeshift things, including people and gods, I really feel all he needs to do is just say, I don't know, turn to a rubber duck. You now duck, me beat you to sky. You know? Hercules is strong, but I feel like Sun Wukong has the magic, he has the skills, and he has the better warrior attributes than Hercules. Yeah, that's actually all I've got to say.
And time.
Yeah. Wow, I actually, for once, did a good job. This is a small yes, this is a small accomplishment, but I feel proud.
I mean, considering that apparently Yang has said apparently we're terrible at this.
Well, suck it, Yang.
Hey, at least last time I did it, I ended it with a pun.
Well, okay, well, I'm sorry I can't get into this monkey business of thinking of a pun on the spot.
Okay.
I know, that was terrible. I tried my best. Alright then. Let's hear a stronger argument from Sean. Is that better?
Let me get the right book.
I can hear him moving around.
I gotta get my book!
I'm sorry for laughing. Just hearing you moving so many things around in the background is just comedic to me.
And people wonder why we don't do face cam.
Oh, God. Alright, we'll give him time.
Right. I think I'm ready.
Alright. All good?
Yes, sir.
And go.
Hercules is definitely going to overpower Sun Wukong in a lot of different aspects. For example, being able to hold up the sky is definitely more impressive than holding up a mountain. And since there was no evidence of Sun Wukong being restrained by said mountain, I don't think Sun is going to be able to outpower anything Hercules has got. Hercules can also go for a very long time when he cleaned those stables. Those were tasks to do in a single day. Granted, he found a smarter way to do it, but he was still able to do that in so quick of a time. He has also been compared to some of the other gods and has been able to see through Hera's tricks before. Even when he was a baby, Hera tried to kill him, but he strangled the snakes that were going to kill him. I think Hercules stands a much better chance, and especially if you want to compare it to Apollo, the god of speed in that universe, he may theoretically be well faster than that. But overall, Sun Wukong is going to have a laboring task of defeating Hercules. Bada bing, bada boom, I'm done.
And time.
Wow, we did a good 60 seconds. Yay, put in the transparent confetti, I mean. You can put
banner.
You can put graffiti there as well, future Bill, if you want.
All right.
So, okay, I should probably ask, because unlike with May, who went back on his word on when he was going for 4 of Vegeta, are you 100% confident in Hercules, Sean? Because this is where we're going to announce our choices.
Here's the thing, like, there's no direct speed comparison. That's why I said theoretically you can compare him to Apollo.
7.
It was just like...
But...
Are you good, man?
Sorry, just bad joke.
You cut out for me.
Yeah, can you say it again?
No, it's just you said Apollo and I was going to say 13.
God damn it.
Well, funny enough, it was inspired by Apollo, but that's beside the point.
Okay, so I think my biggest thing is that like I don't know exactly what they're gonna give Hercules, you know?
Yeah,
And
I mean,
if, like that's sort of his only win condition, then it's just like maybe Sun has other things that we're not thinking of, you know? It's how they're gonna handle the immortality he was given before Buddhahood.
here's what I'm wondering though. Oh, sorry, mate.
So it sounds to me like it might just come down to who's faster, because it sounds like they both have a method of insta-win. Hercules has that sword, which could slay basically anybody, but Sun Wukong has like transmutation.
And here's the thing.
So if it comes down to who's faster, I don't know.
Yeah, and the thing I wonder is, couldn't he just turn the sword into, I don't know, bubbles? He can go the Thanos route.
Oh, is the sword immune to that sort of thing?
I don't. Yeah, is it immune to any other sort of magic, or can it even be theoretically physically destroyed? Because gold isn't as durable as, say, a nuke.
Well, it was a magic sword mostly, but like he didn't really use it all the time. It's a big thing.
You would really think if you had a sword that killed immortals, you would use that. I mean, I'm just talking from my perspective. If I had that sort of power or weapon.
Also, I guess it could depend on how good a trickster Sun is.
Well, given that he's managed to fool even Buddha, sure, he did eventually lose, but that's only because Buddha eventually started seeing through the trick, so...
Here's the thing. I forgot to mention this. It's in the last page of this book.
Oh, could this be the ace in the hole?
He's, technically called a half-immortal.
Yeah, he's, yeah, because didn't he have his immortality stolen?
When he wore a poison tunic, the poison burned his flesh, creating unending agony because he couldn't die. Because he was half immortal. Zeus took pity and ended that. Zeus took away that half immortality because of all the pain.
Man, immortality can sometimes suck.
That's just the biggest like question I have. How do you handle the immortality of both Hercules and Sun Wukong?
It's definitely going to be interesting to see how they tackle mythology, because I feel like with comic books and okay, to be clear, I'm not saying stories are inconsistent. There's Marvel and DC and other stories are not inconsistent. They can sometimes be, but mythologies are so rapidly inconsistent. It is annoying. If you just read the Bible, a few pages later it contradicts itself. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Alright. So, Death Battle logic, we'd have to take them at their absolute peak.
Well, technically not, because we're not taking them when they're gods.
Well, aside from that.
Yeah, I get you.
So, my thing, Hercules is definitely stronger. Speed is up in the air for sure between these two. Sun Wukong has a lot more abilities.
Yeah, so everything I've read about Wukong, I could not find anything like, can he dodge light speed or anything like that? Is there a character he's fought that is light speed?
Who has more experience?
Well, Sun Wukong is 700 years old when he went on his journey. So, how old is
he was
Hercules?
in prison for 500 years, though.
Yeah, but even then, 200 of those years he spent on his journey. But...
Hercules, I'm not exactly sure with his age. Where is it?
Because I'm certain when he was turned into a mortal, he also could age. And he didn't spend a lifetime doing his trials. Or labors.
If you want to go based off of images and art, he's probably definitely less than 100 before he died.
Right.
Okay, so we can say Sun is the more experienced fighter.
Potentially, yeah.
Here's my logic, though. Hercules has been fooled multiple times. And what is Sun's main gimmick? He's a trickster.
Yeah.
So I think, because like Sun's biggest trick thing was... yeah, here it is. When the time came for Yan Wang and the kings of hell to collect Wukong, so Wukong was ready, he tricked Yang Wing into allowing him to return to Earth without undergoing reincarnation. And before he left hell, he erased his and every other forest monkey name in the Book of Life and Death. This guy literally tricked the god of death.
Wow. I thought only the Flash was capable of that.
So, that's why I feel like it's close. But I think just because of that trickster aspect, I gotta go with Sun Wukong.
Alright, I guess we should wrap up and talk about who we are going to go with, and...
Yeah, I'm beginning to think Sun Wukong.
Okay, now here's the thing that I'm both going to be annoyed by, because I'm only going for Sun Wukong because the majority is. Because I've been so... because I've lost my confidence, I'm going to say this in a funny way, not a sad way. I've kind of lost my confidence in choosing Death Battle commands winning. Like, I did not have this string of bad luck last year, but this year seems to be my unlucky years so far, so I'm going to go with the masses say, and I know this is risky to do because they've been wrong in the past. Many are saying Sun Wukong on Twitter, on Discord, on YouTube, so I'm going with Sun Wukong.
I'll tell you who Robuscus is going for afterwards.
I mean,
He's already... I was gonna say, he's picking Hercules.
He's been wrong before, I'm just saying.
So have we.
Yeah, this year, what's our score at this point? I've lost tracks. Some of us been wrong. Some of us
We're
been...
tight now.
We're tied in total, but our individual records are as follows. Bill, you are 3-3. Mate is 4-2. I am 5-1.
Jesus, man, we are doing bad. Well, Sean's doing better than both of us, mate. Oh. Man, what happened to us? Why was it last year we were literally nailing it to the point we drew?
I don't know. I was gonna. You decided to throw for content in another fashion.
Well, I'm not throwing for content. Whenever I pick my winners, or I guess losers sometimes, I legit believe they could win it.
To be fair, we all shared one loss with Scarlet Witch Satana.
I think
Yeah.
everyone did.
Yeah.
Almost everyone. I think there was at least, I think actually Yang went for Satana, actually.
No, she only did that. She didn't
most
like
people
Scarlet
did.
Witch. I'm pretty sure when me and her talked, she did side with Scarlet Witch, but she said Satana was the better character, which... I mean,
forget, but like...
given the multiverse of madness, can't disagree with that anymore.
Yeah, like, this is just such a toss-up because of the fact this is mythology. And it's just like, how do you know exactly what numbers to give these characters?
Yeah. I mean, maybe there is a speed feat that we're missing for both of them. Maybe there was a story where, I don't know, the Death Star got fired at Olympus and Hercules reacted it on time and deflected it with a baseball bat. Which I want to see.
Awesome.
I would want to see that animated now. I'm not going to do it, but I would love to see that.
We'll see what the comments say about this. Because considering what we know now, that it's pre-godhood and pre-Buddhahood for these two, who knows?
So yeah, wow, we've gone on this subject for a lot longer than I thought we would. Shall we move on to our third subject, so we can keep on track with our time?
Ah!
Hey.